Video may contain content parents may find unsuitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, it's Hunger again. Welcome to another podcast stream. My gosh. Here, I'm gonna jump into this voice channel real quick. Got D&D in 2.5 hours. Alright. Joey and Shadow's here. Just Hungry is here. Van Carson is here. Yeah, I just picked up my gem apples on this. I don't know what I'm doing today. I just wanted to talk about Gen 10. Hope everybody likes my Gen 10 logo. I did see the trailer for it, yes. So here's since it's been a couple days since the last stream, let me give you the rundown. So you're picking Doggo. Yeah, I think a lot of people are picking Doggo. I think it's about 50%.
That dog is mine.
Right?
Oh my god! Apparently, I made a horrible choice.
What? Which one are you grabbing?
I was gonna pick the dog, but then everyone started saying, "Oh yeah, we're all picking the dog."
Everybody wants dog.
Hey, we can't blame anyone for wanting the fluffy dog creature. Have we ever had a dog as a fire starter, or like a dog starter in general?
No, this is our first Doggo starter, and it's the first fire dog, or first, well, not the first fire dog, but the first dog starter. And of course, this is gonna be like, that one thing where, where everybody this is gonna keep everybody bending over backwards to try and make the Chinese New Year thing work with the fucking fire starters again.
So Dolphy, what'd you want to say?
Yeah,
I was trying to say like the thing is though about it is that I already took the grass starter in the previous gen, and I know someone who's already taken the water starter. Yeah,
I mean, let's be honest. Brout, it looks cool and everything, but it's just bootleg Rowlet. Like,
is that
I don't
his
know.
Name? Brout?
Brout is the owl, yes. And it's like,
yeah,
it's just like why another grass owl? Like, we just had one like 2 gens ago, like a few gens ago. Like, it feels like just, unless you're gonna do something wildly different with the evolutions, like, I don't know what they're going for here.
I don't think it's based on an owl, though. I think the wording is supposed to be a wordplay on brow and sprout.
Yeah, but it looks like Rowlet. It definitely looks like an owl more than anything.
It looks like it looks like someone stuck a creature out of Palworld and put it in Gen 10.
Anyway,
someone described it as an angry bird.
An angry bird, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's I don't know. Like it's one of those things where I feel like Gekwa looks cool. I like Gekwa. I don't have any problems with Gekwa. It's just not a fluffy doggo.
You're right. It's so hard to beat the thing with the dumb face that looks really cute.
Like, you know,
when I first saw Ponbon, I was like, oh no, they made Toby Fox into a fire type.
yeah, man. That's the thing. Is you know, somebody did a thing with Incineroar with fucking Ponbon's dumb face on it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like that's gonna be the final Evo for it. It's like, please no. I don't need it to stand up and get all muscly. I just need it to stay floofy. I need to just get progressively floofier as it evolves. Like, if he could just become a giant cotton ball by the end, I'm totally happy with that.
I would like for it to be a fire fairy type as final.
That would be fun. I'd stand behind that. Fire
that
fairy.
That would give me a reason to pick it, actually.
That'd be really nice, honestly, if it was fire fairy type and it
also
was just floofy as all heck.
Also about Gekwa, I might be predicting this, but I have a feeling it's going to become something feminine.
Oh God!
Just based on how it looks.
With the eyelashes.
It's based on like one of those eyelash geckos, right?
Yeah, something. I don't know. It's just a lot of people are like. No, we
something unimportant.
We don't need another bipedal starter. Sorry, what did you say?
I said something unimportant. I killed 13 wasp nests around my house today.
Oh wow, 13 different wasp nests.
Oh, 13, dang.
That is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, back to the Pokemon talk. Dog right. Cute.
Yeah. Yeah, the freaking.
Also, you know that like weird dot that people have like on their foreheads? That's basically what the thing Gekwa has, right?
Oh, you talk about that dot from like Indian culture?
Yeah, something like that. Gekwa. I was looking at a theory video and they were saying something that Gekwa has like the same deal, and they were maybe predicting that its final Evo was going to be like Water Psychic or something.
Huh. Well, we'll see how many different Indian elephants it could kill. Yeah.
Let's see here. If all of them are Copperajah, the number's going to be pretty high.
Yeah. But, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, like, Gekwa looks suspiciously like a dark type to me. I really hope it's not. I don't want it to be another water dark combo, but it looks suspiciously like a dark type to me. Like it's, you know, like just the way, its animations and the way it moves and the way it's kind of sneaky. Like, you know, I hope it's not. I really
hope it's not, though. We already have Greninja and Hisui Sakurai.
Well, a lot of people thought Incineroar was going to be a fighting type, and it ended up being a dark type. So I have hope. You know, I
say we're gonna have fun.
I have high hopes on the dog being Fire Fairy.
Yeah.
I have high hopes on the dog being
not a fan of the Pikachu cosplays.
Awesome.
So yeah, the two Pikachus that show up there, everybody was calling Pikachu's mom and dad. Those things, you know, if we, you know. The one thing that I noticed about that is how pink those cheeks were on the female Pikachu. Like,
also they were dark. They were darker yellow than they.
Yeah, a lot of people think they're shinies, but you know, I just think it's interesting that you know. I think it's interesting because the shiny Pikachu doesn't have those pink cheeks, you know, that the female one has.
It makes me think that they're bringing cosplay Pikachu back.
I mean,
added like two new.
That wouldn't be the worst thing ever.
Was it cosplay Pikachu?
Yeah, that was the thing back in what was it, Gen 6 or 7?
It started in Oras in Gen 6.
Yeah, so there was a cosplay Pikachu. It was a female only, and you would get it from an event in game. You couldn't trade it. It was like a thing where you had to like basically keep the thing, and basically you could have it cosplay in several different outfits, and depending on which outfit you put it in, it got an exclusive move that normal Pikachu couldn't learn.
And they had secondary type.
Yeah, and yeah, the moves were always like a different type, you know, so it was like weird for coverage. Like, so there was a Rockstar Pikachu, a Popstar Pikachu, a Southern Belle Pikachu, you know, and there's like 5 or 6 of them in total, I think.
The only one I remember is the one with the blue dress one.
That's the Southern Belle. That one has the grass. It has the ice type move.
Yeah, it has fucking Icicle Crash.
Has Icicle Crash on a Pikachu.
That sounds normal.
Yeah, like it was nice because you had ground type cover. You had something to cover ground types with.
Because it was like the best one there.
You know, the Popstar Pikachu had freaking Fairy type, right?
Yeah, it was Draining Kiss.
Draining Kiss, yeah, and then Rockstar Pikachu was just like, you know,
it was Electric Steel with Meteor Mash.
Yeah, so
I can get behind that.
So yeah,
the Luchador Pikachu is actually a playable character in Pokemon Tournament.
Well, and it's a skin in Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers
Ultimate. Yeah, the Luchador Pikachu was actually one of the cosplays, and it learned a fighting move.
Flying Press specifically.
Yeah. So.
I don't remember the weird science-looking one.
Oh yeah, the scientist Pikachu too. Yeah. So. But yeah.
Its main ability was called just Learn.
They're shiny. No, wait, they're tanned. Yeah, they're just tanned from being out in the sun too much.
They're from being under the sun, yeah.
But yeah, you know, but like
Pikachu.
that female Pikachu with the pink cheeks though, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But
as someone who's uninformed, I've always wanted to be able to put clothing items on Pokemon. I wish I could do that, but I can't.
Back in Gen 5, they actually had a feature kind of like that, but it was mainly for contests. Was it Gen 5 or Gen 4?
Yeah, what's it called? The musical from Unova.
Yeah, they would give you the fucking cosplay case or whatever, and you'd be able to make
dazzle up your Pokemon.
Basically, it would set up your Pokemon with like different clothes and whatnot, and it would show and it would display them wearing them when you went to do like the contests or concerts or whatever the variant was in that gen.
I did that a shitload as a kid, unironically.
Anyway.
But unironically, I would just want to put a cowboy hat on my Keldeo. That's all I want to do.
Speaking of cowboy hats, did you see the cowboy hats in the trailer?
I was very pleased. I was like,
I was like, oh my god, cowboy hats!
Oh my god, Ace is going to be so happy about this.
Oh my goodness, the one thing he ever wants ever. He has it now. I know, I'm very easy to please. Hang on, a stupid bug wants to say hello to me. I've just shot him in the face. Sorry, today's reference is I'm playing Helldivers.
Okay, yeah.
I hope we get more character customization in the game, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of those things where they're given this time to cook.
I could see the environment.
They're waiting till 2027. That makes me think they're giving a shitload of time.
We are getting so much oven time on this.
Alright, by default, it already looks significantly better than Scarlet, which I know is the lowest bar to clear ever.
It isn't the highest bar ever, you're right. But it's one of those things where, here's the thing, I am not one to judge games by how they look. Like, there are plenty of games that look like $1 million that you get them home and they're just a nothing. They suck, you know. Like, and the thing is, regardless of how the game looks now, in 10 years, it's gonna look outdated as shit anyway. So why go gaga over looks on a game, you know, that, you know, it's one of those things where because I grew up in the 1980s with games that looked like dog shit. Okay, and there are still some of those games that I come back and play now. You know, like there's still some of those games that I will come back and be like, yeah, I'll play through that game again. It was awesome. You know, so it's one of those things where, you know, it's one of those things where I am going to judge a game more based on its gameplay and how it runs and things like that. And Scarlet and Violet had those problems. If you want to detract from Scarlet and Violet based on, oh yeah, the game ran like shit on launch and still has a ton of glitches even after they've patched it a bunch, sure, go ahead, run it into the ground on that. You know, that's perfectly valid criticism. But it's one of those things where, all these people who want to whine about the way it looks, it's like, oh, it doesn't look good. Why does Breath of the Wild look better? Well, because Breath of the Wild got the chance to focus more on environment than on dialogue for NPCs. You know, like RPGs just have a different set of priorities. You know, and like I said, it's to me, if the game runs well and it keeps me entertained, I'm all for it. You know, like I don't care if the trees don't look quite the same as other games of their time. You know, when Pokemon first came out, it was on the Game Boy, and it was not considered one of the best game. It was not considered one of the best games on Game Boy because it looked great. You know, like, you know, it was just a good. People liked playing. It captured the imagination, and the gameplay loop was nice. And the thing is, compared to modern Pokemon games, Gen 1 played like dog shit. Like, it had some of the most busted, stupid mechanics in it, but, you know, people did not care. You know, like, it's one of those things where, you know, they successfully managed to capture the imagination, and they had and the thing that made Pokemon so great was that, unlike other RPGs where you fight a character and they're really tough, and then you get that character on your team and they're a little pussy, Pokemon, you fought a character, you caught it, and that's the same character that you get on your team. You know? Mm-hmm. And that's one of the best mechanics of that game, is that, you know, they couldn't make all the encounters super ridiculous because they had to put those on your team at some point, you know? So,
they gotta give the player some amount of pushback.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, yes, not all Pokemon are created equal and everything like that, but like I said, that doesn't mean that they didn't at least put some effort into creating a gameplay experience that was
enjoyable.
Yeah, enjoyable. Yeah, they did a lot to make sure that you know, and like, you know, people have always like criticized Pokemon games in the same way, like since Gen 2, you know. You know,
new Pokemon bad.
Yeah,
Starter's bad.
Yeah, well, they like
the environment looks bad.
Well, yeah, they'd be like, oh, well, you know, like the game, the thing with the game looking bad really only started around Gen 5 or 6, maybe 7.
When things started to move and
when they started to go into 3D, you know, because a lot of people wish they would have just stuck with pixels, but it's one of those things where the thing, like, people look at the new Pokemon and they go, oh, they're running out of ideas. And I'm like, really? Now they're running out of ideas? Because in Gen 1 they didn't have a Pokemon that was literally just a used piece of gum, or you know, like, like, it's just like, it's like, yeah, Gen 1 had some low effort designs in it too. Like, you know, don't act like Gen 1 just had the best designs ever. There was a bunch of designs in Gen 1 that were like, oh, that's an evolution? Yeah, it just got bigger. Or yeah, it's a piece of pre-chewed gum. You know, like, it's, you know, it's a ball. You know, like, you know, there's a bunch of lazy designs in Gen 1. Don't act like they're lazy designs are only in later games, you know? Like,
Voltorb, whatever's sitting in the corner.
Yeah, it's just, you know, so yeah, it's just one of those things where, like I said, and the thing is, there's Pokemon with substandard designs that have a lot of personality to them, and I like them. It's just one of those things where, people shouldn't just gloss over the fact that we had some mid designs in the Gen 1 in favor of trashing on some of the designs from the new ones. And I get it, like I complained about having another grass owl, and I think, yeah, it's like, if you're going to do another owl Pokemon, at least make it something different from the previous owl Pokemon you just did, like, if it was a fire owl, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, sure, fire owl, bring it, grass type. If they switch types, if it was a grass Pomeranian and a fire owl, I might not know which one to pick. Like, But yeah.
A bug just called his bug friends, and now I gotta kill them all.
Okay.
Oh, hello there.
But yeah, so yeah, exactly. Like that they're running out of ideas thing has been around for forever, and guess what? There's over 1,000 freaking Pokemon now. They're not running out of ideas. If they were, they wouldn't be making new games.
Exactly.
It's just that every once in a while, a mid Pokemon design shows up, and we acknowledge it and we move on. They're not all going to be bangers. So, but yeah, like these people lately who are like, oh, I'm so upset that it doesn't look like every other freaking photorealistic game on the Xbox and the PlayStation. It's like, man, if you like looks so much, go play them. You're just mad.
Looks are important, though.
Looks are important. Like I'm not saying that I would be super happy if they just cranked out another game that looked exactly like Gen 1. That's not what I'm saying. But it's one of those things where Pokemon has never been that game that looks amazing, and also, like, it's never been a Square Enix title that just crushes on graphics and fucking delivers like these heart-rending stories and whatnot. It's like, if you want that shit, go play Final Fantasy. Like, there's plenty of other RPGs that will scratch that itch for you. They will get freaky with it. But trying to, like, basically, these people who are expecting Pokemon to have everything, it's just not going to happen. Like, the devs are already stretched thin as it is, especially on these last few gens that have had the 3-year turnaround times.
Yeah.
You put them
in regards to my requirements for Pokemon, in terms of if the game looks good, is I want them to convey their ideas well. Like, for example, as you mentioned, they're not known for their graphic fidelity. I don't need things to be like, oh my goodness, that thing looks real. I just want the Pokemon within the world to feel as though they belong in the world.
Yeah.
Like, if we were able to compare it to Scarlet and Violet, because I feel like, for me, that's the most egregious that I've ever seen the game.
Yeah.
If you go into, like, that 3D battle space, and you click a move, your guy makes very little connection or variations depending on what move is done. It's just like, alright, that happened, now the guy's dead. I wish I got to see a little more, if that makes any sense.
And it's one of those things where some of the modes in Scarlet and Violet cut animation frames specifically, so, like, especially when you're doing, like, raid battles and stuff like that, they're just kind of like, yeah, the move happened, get over it, to help conserve on, bandwidth and whatnot, so... I
absolutely get that. It is definitely a hardware limitation, too.
And so it's one of those things where, I'm not, like I said, it's one of those things where I get more upset about performance-based issues than I do about cosmetic ones. And I think that,
you are right. If I were to weigh them, I would definitely care more about gameplay and how the game would feel in my hands.
Yeah,
then cosmetics come afterwards.
All right, see you later, Just Hungry. Appreciate you stopping by.
Bye.
But yeah, because when you're talking about the cosmetics of a game, right? Like I said, there's plenty of games that are literally as old as I am. that I will still go back and play. You know, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I will play some Pac-Man. That came out in 1981, the same year I came out. You know, so, you know,
it is pleasant to look at.
So it's one of those things where I will still play some fucking Pac-Man and go munch some fucking dots. You know, like it's one of those things where it's a fun game. It's a nice loop. You know, it's fun to try and challenge yourself to get farther. Is it the most graphically appealing game? I mean, you know, the Atari version of Pac-Man is arguably way shittier looking than the Nintendo version or the arcade version. But, you know, I'm sure there are a lot of people who played the shit out of that Atari version. You know? Like...
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where, you know, you've got, you know, there's all these different games that are in my library that I still have that I'm like, yeah, this is a good game, and I will still go back and play it occasionally. You know, do I still look forward to new games? Yeah, absolutely. And there is always that charm about a new game, but there are plenty of these new games that I play that when I'm done with it, instead of going, wow, I can't wait to start a new file and play this again, a lot of it's more like, yeah, let's bury this so I never have to look at it again. You know, like I don't want to do this again for a long time, you know, like maybe in my next life, you know, that type of thing, you know. Pokemon Legends Arceus kind of had me feeling like that. I didn't want, like, after beating PLA, I didn't really want to, you know, keep interacting with it that much, you know, like I got all the legendaries and whatnot. I was like, okay, done. You know, like, you know, it's just one of those things where, yeah, I didn't finish that game and go, wow, that was so awesome, I want to do that again, you know, and you know, it's, you know, sometimes it is nice to start a new game on a Pokemon game, but it's like, if I were to pick a game to go back and start a new game on today, like like pick an old Pokemon game to go start a new game on right now, it would probably be Pokemon Fire Red or Leaf Green, like, you know. And,
you're about to get that chance.
Conveniently, you know, like, the thing is, I already have a physical copy of Pokemon Fire Red. I can pop it into my GameCube anytime I want, with my Game Boy player, and I can play it. So, ooh, you know, I've already played Fire Red on the channel. I did a Nuzlocke. I lost.
Oh,
like during the Elite Four,
you should give it a shot and win.
Yeah, during the Elite Four, no less. I lost against the rival, right? Like literally fighting the champion. I lost the Nuzlocke. It was terrible. But yeah, so it's one of those things where there's a whole bunch of things that, you know, I love a lot of the Pokemon games. But yeah, I'm still playing Pokemon Sword because of the Crown Tundra. That is the best. That is the best value
Pokemon Sword
per dollar for DLC that we have gotten yet. You know, and Pokemon Sword was a decent game. It's way better in most ways than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet did do better at the internet thing, just not right away. They took them a while.
I feel like with the internet thing, it could actually be a little debatable.
A little bit, like you know, because the thing with Scarlet and Violet is it made it easier to connect with the people that you wanted to play with, instead of just getting people at random. Because in Pokemon Sword, you could like kind of interact with people a little bit, you know, but it was like you're just connected to the internet, and it's like an MMO and just all these random people running around, and if you're trying to find somebody specific, good luck, you know.
Yeah.
So I like the Union Circle idea. The problem is the Union Circle is still one of the buggiest aspects of that frickin' game. There's so many glitches. There's so many ways that it'll terminate the link, and you know,
and everything's go all right, it will still.
You know, here's the thing. I don't think that Scarlet and Violet was completely terrible. Like, yes, it has a ton of problems, and if you want to harp on those specific problems, be my guest. I'll be right there complaining with you. Sword and Shield did not have as many problems as Scarlet and Violet. It still had a 3-year development cycle, which sucked. But Sword and Shield, in a lot of ways, is a way better game than Scarlet and Violet. It has more character customization options, better DLC. It has arguably a better world to traverse through. You know, and it's just, like I said, it's just more fun in a lot of ways. But you know,
my favorite part about Scarlet and Violet was definitely how they updated how all the battles work. Like, I felt as soon as Scarlet and Violet came out, not as soon as, but as soon as I got back into battling, I felt way more effective than how I was in Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
And then, on top of that, what's it called? My favorite things from Sword and Shield was the camp. I feel like the camp was so fun.
It's a fun mechanic, you know.
And something that I felt like was missed after that is that your Pokemon actually had, you know, a memory mechanic of whether or not, like, hey, did you interact with them during the camp? No, they got jelly, and now you have to deal with it, you little scumbag. Remember to play with them next time.
Yeah. So, the character customization thing, I really like it. You know, obviously the early Pokemon games didn't have them, and didn't really suffer too much gameplay-wise for it. The customization options that you see in the new games are really great, especially when you're going to be battling online. It means that your character doesn't look the exact same as every trainer you're going to face. You know, it gives you a way to customize your character, make them look, you know, kind of make it your own character rather than just some cookie cutter character that everybody's playing as. You know,
the only downside in Sword and Shield is that they did not have a cowboy hat. That's it.
Well, and the thing with Scarlet and Violet that made it suck is that they locked it all to outfits. It was like, oh yeah, instead of being able to pick a shirt and pick some pants to go with it, you have to pick the outfit total, and that sucks. I didn't like the fact that they made you wear the whole outfit. You know. I thought that it was much better.
ZA definitely has the best character customization thus far.
Yeah, Pokemon Legends Arceus and Pokemon ZA, they have some great customization. Yeah, I'm not sure if either one has a cowboy hat, but we know the new one has one. So, and I guess it's almost like the default for one of the games. Like, you know, somebody was saying that the cowboy hat is like the default attire for the trainers in Pokemon Wins, I guess.
All right, well, I know what I'm playing.
Right? So, but yeah, like I said, it's just one of those things where, you know, like I said, I don't really mind the character customization. In fact, I welcome it, and I feel like, you know, with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, if they weren't going to let you customize, if they were going to break character customization like that, they maybe shouldn't have bothered. You know, like it was kind of crappy. You know, but yeah, we got some great character customization in you know, in Pokemon Legends Arceus and ZA. We got some awesome customization options in Sword and Shield, and so going back and nerfing character customization the way they did in Scarlet and Violet kind of felt like a slap in the face. Yeah.
Yeah. The cowboy hat's the only thing they did right in Scarlet and Violet. I'm not biased, I swear. Just kidding. I absolutely am. Hang on. There we go. You know, if there is one thing I actually do appreciate about Sword and Shield as well, I guess the battling overall I felt like was improved in Scarlet and Violet. The battle animations were overall better in Sword and Shield.
Yeah, and like I said, I feel like Scarlet and Violet could have been a much better game if it had another year to cook.
Yeah, you are right.
They did not give it the time it needed to be that better game it could have been, and so we ended up with one of the worst modern Pokemon games of our time. And it's unfortunate. Like I said, it had. I could tell that it had ideas involved with it that could have been really great. That's the really frustrating thing, is that you could see the potential of some of the gameplay mechanics and whatnot, that if they had just had the time to expand on them properly, they could have done something with them, but it just seemed like the game was half finished, and it really still feels like that, and that's unfortunate. I feel like if they had had another year and a half, 2 years, they could have really made an awesome game, but they were on a 3-year time crunch, and everybody whines about, oh, why can't the backgrounds in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet look like the backgrounds in Zelda? It's like, well, Zelda didn't have a 3-year development window, and they delayed the game and gave it time to cook, so.
You shot from. Oh, there I am.
Yeah.
There we go. Problem solved.
Yeah, Pokemon 4th Gen was really disappointing. The Gen 4 remakes. Here's the thing. Gen 4, if you do not count Platinum, was not a good gen. If they were going to remake Gen 4, they should have based it on Platinum and not Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl. And honestly, they said they were trying to do a faithful remake, but it was not a faithful remake. The things that they should have stayed faithful on were not kept faithful, and the things they should have switched were kept faithful. So they just screwed it up. They started out with bad games and they made them worse. So. They tried to add new features, which I appreciate, because they made it to where you had more than 2 or 3 fire types to pick from. But other than that, they did not really do themselves any favors with quote unquote improvements to the game. The Gen 4 remakes were the Gen 4 remakes were bad, but they didn't really have anything amazing to work with from the start. Most people who say Gen 4 is their favorite gen played Platinum. They love Platinum because Platinum fixed a lot of the stupid-ass problems that Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl had.
So much lore about these games.
Yeah,
and why people say Sinnoh is their favorite region.
Yeah, a lot of people who say Sinnoh's their favorite region or the Gen 4 was their favorite game is because they played Platinum. Pokemon Platinum was a good game. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were dog shit. They were some of the worst fucking Pokemon games of all time. Yeah, exactly. You love Platinum, and a lot of people that love Gen 4 played Platinum, and they don't understand where all the hate comes from because they just waited for the 3rd game to come out. They didn't buy the Diamond or Pearl right when they came out, and and meanwhile the people who bought Diamond and Pearl at release, they didn't see the point in buying Platinum. Because they were like, oh well, if these games sucked so bad, why should I go out and buy another one? So yeah. Gen 4, you did play Diamond, yeah. Here, like I said, it's just one of those things where Gen 4 had some gnarly mechanics in it. I'm not saying that it's like. I'm not saying that it's a totally bad game, right? The game, it's a Pokemon game. It plays like a Pokemon game. But it's one of those things where, the Platinum was the apex of that gen, though. Most people that really love that gen played Platinum, right? And like I said, it's one of those things where at the time, Diamond and Pearl were really good, but when you start comparing them to other gens and the things that came after, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl just did not have the same replay value as Gen 3 or Gen 5 did. They just didn't. But like I said, unless you were playing
Platinum, one of my favorite things, about Gen 4 was the Pokemon Battle Revolutions. That was a cool game.
Battle Revolution was one of the best Gen 4
Battle Revolution
games
was a really nice touch. But yeah, the problem with Gen 4 was mainly, like I said, they had some, they added was it defog? Let's make defog a freaking obstacle clear mechanic, and oh my god, they had problems.
Shot at.
It's one of those things where I'm not saying that they were complete trash. I'm just saying that when you start comparing them to the things that came out around them, like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they were good. That was Gen 4 too. But yeah, the fog mechanics and the defog shit in it's more annoying in Diamond and Pearl than it is in Platinum, and it has some other issues as well, like just the way that the game is paced and the way that encounters show up, the fact that in Diamond and Pearl you literally only have 3 fire type families of Pokemon that you catch before post game. It's like 2 or 3. Hope you like the fire starter, because if you don't get the fire starter, then you've only got like 2 different fire Pokemon at your disposal. So,
And then there was a Cynthia PTSD.
Yeah, I mean,
PTS Cynthia.
Yeah, I mean, the difficulty spike with the Elite Four into Cynthia was crazy. So a lot of people got their asses beat by Cynthia. Some people really liked the challenge, don't get me wrong. But again, that element was perfected in Platinum. Like a lot of the things that needed more time and balancing got fixed in Platinum, and that's why Platinum ends up being the best of the 3 games to play. So yeah, it's one of those things where Gen 4 had issues, and the remakes did not make any of those issues better. In fact, they made a lot of them worse. So, like, the only issue that it really fixed was the lack of fire type Pokemon, because it introduced the underground thing, where you could go and hunt for Pokemon underground, and you could get a few different fire types doing that. So
Dynamax Adventures before Dynamax Adventures.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, I'm just being stupid.
Yeah, I know. Anyway. But yeah. So anyway, but yeah, Ilka did drop the freaking ball on the bomb. Yeah, they blew it up. They dropped the ball when it came to those remakes.
Dropped the ball and blew it up.
Yeah, they're not good. I will definitely agree. It's one of those things where those games are so bad I almost don't count them. Like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, I almost don't even count them as like LGPE. I don't even consider those mainstream Pokemon games. I consider them Pokemon Go spin-offs. Because they are like they are just Pokemon Go for console. Like there's not even really a debate. Like Nintendo's like, oh, they're main series games, and it's like, no, they're fucking not. Like, give us a new gen right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. We're. I personally think Gen 10 looks pretty good so far. I will withhold, it's one of those things where you can't really tell much about it right now with what they've shown, other than how it looks. So I'm not going to be out here going like, oh, it's going to be the best game ever. But people are hopeful, because it looks like they spent a lot of time on it. You know, like, that there's nothing wrong with having a little hope, because the game looks like it had some care and attention put into it. You know, like.
I mean, I enjoyed Scarlet and Violet, so I know I'm pretty easy to please. So I think this next game is going to be pretty good.
Here's the thing: I enjoyed Gen 4 as well. I didn't, if I really hated Gen 4, if I thought it was a terrible game, I would have just sold it and gotten something else. I wouldn't have kept it. I still have Pokemon Diamond, but it's one of those things where, there's, when my criteria for when something is just a bad game, right? When it's because when I'm saying Gen 4 is dog shit, I'm comparing it to the rest of all of Pokemon. It's not. I'm not saying that it is a bad game in and of itself, because it is a Pokemon game and Pokemon games are fun. I'm just saying that it is. Because in my view, for something to be bad, like if for a movie or a video game to be bad, I have to want my time back when I get done with it. Like I have to come out of that thinking, man, I wish I had never played that. I wish I had never watched that movie or played that game. I want the time that I spent on that back somehow. I want a refund on the time that I spent on it. And it takes. I have had that happen to me a few times with a few things, but most of the time, games are not one of them. I think there was one game I got a game for, was it Christmas or something? It was a monster truck rally game, and I played it and I was like,
Monster Jam.
No, I don't think it was Monster Jam. It was like a generic, was it called Hardcore 4x4 or something like that? I don't know. Anyway, it was a driving game with like monster truck mechanics and whatnot, and I was just I tried playing it. It was terrible. I sold it to a used game shop. I was like, nope, not me. But yeah,
being shot at right now, I don't like it,
because it's one of those things where, I'll give a game a shot. I'll play a game and I will try it out and give it that old college try. But after a while, after I've played it, if I don't like it, if I'm not having any fun with it, it's like there's no reason for me to keep that game in my inventory. I'm just gonna get rid of it. And the thing is, I still have my copy. I still have 2 copies actually of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I still have 2 copies of that game. I have one on the one Wii copy and one Switch copy, because I bought the Wii version to play on my Wii U, and then they ported it to the Switch, and I was like, oh, I'll just play there instead. So I bought the Skyward Sword on the Switch, and I had a terrible time playing that game for a lot of it. The mechanics sucked. The way that they chose to do the motion controls was, I used the joystick version of the controls on the Switch, because I didn't want to do the motion controls, because I heard people complaining about their wrists getting tired playing and stuff like that. I was like, well, I don't want that to happen to me. So I was using the joystick controls, and they were poorly implemented. But the thing is, I still had enough fun, and I still beat the game. I can still say that I believe it's the worst Zelda game that I've ever played. But that's my opinion.
Someone who shot a lot of guns, I do know a thing or two about wrist pain.
Yeah. Well, and it's one of those things where you enjoy shooting guns. You like to go out to the gun range and you like to shoot guns. I'm sure you have fun shooting just about every gun you pick up. But I'm sure that even out of the guns you picked up, you can make a distinction and go, yeah, that gun sucks compared to these other guns.
Yes, I have made a few distinctions.
Yeah.
However, fortunately, just like a video game, they all go bang.
Yeah, and that's the thing is there's probably not a lot of guns that you just absolutely hate that you would never want to shoot again. Like unless you picked up a gun that made you feel like you were completely unsafe firing it, like
ever fired a musket before?
Yeah, no, I have not fired
That's
one,
fun.
but it's one of those things where there are certain guns where you pick it up and you're like, this might explode in my face. I don't know if I like this gun, But
I actually had to feel where Hunger is going with this because I feel the same way about most video games. Is when I play a game that looks interesting and it's a horrible time for me, I'm just like, yeah, I'm glad that's done. Let's never touch it again.
Yeah. So it's all right. Thanks a bunch, Joey. Appreciate you stopping by.
Right,
but
bye.
But yeah, it's one of those things where I know that hating on the Gen 4 games is a little controversial, but like I said, in my opinion, they just were not as good a time as some of the other games that came out around them.
My main issue with the Gen 4 games is that the pace that they were going in were like really slow compared to the ones I've played in the past.
Yeah, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl had some very big issues, and Platinum fixed a lot of them. So I feel like a lot of people that are Gen 4 fanboys are Platinum fanboys more than anything.
I played Platinum and Heart Gold and Soul Silver the least out of Generation 3 because of how slowly paced they were.
Yeah. I love Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I like the original Gen 2, and
they're not bad games. No,
I think Heart Gold and Soul Silver were wonderful. And they were operating essentially on the Gen 4 engine. So, I can't say that all the Gen 4 games were bad. It's just like I said, it's mainly just Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, it's mainly the first two.
And like I said, they're not bad. They're just bad compared to some of the other games in the entire sorted history of Pokemon. Like if we're making a tier list, they're not like trash tier, but they're below everything else. That's kind of how I'm viewing them here. So hopefully that clarifies things. And I still played the freaking remakes. Yeah.
Do you guys want to watch me nuke something in Helldivers real quick? I can stream the game real quick. It will be no longer than 2 minutes.
Oh gosh.
You know what? I'm just gonna do it, and then you guys can watch at your own timing.
Okay. All right,
let's do this. 30 frames per second probably looks even worse on your guys' side. Nope, that guy is gonna kill me if I don't kill him first.
That just reminds me that Skeletor revealing the Switch 2 thing where he's like, now you can stream your games to your friends at 5 frames per century.
Alright.
Who's going to tell him that actually means seconds and not centuries?
Yeah. Alright, I'm just waiting for my nuclear weapon to get here at a somewhat decent time. Here it is. Alright, bye. Nope, get out of the way, you stupid corpse.
Oh, man. Let's see here. Just gonna...
I feel that's gonna... Yeah.
Alright, success was achieved. Alright, I'll now stop streaming because I did the thing I wanted to do. But there is another thing I want to do, if you guys are open to it.
So,
can you guys guess what it is?
You're not going to suggest like
right
an
now.
orgy or something.
I'm doing something else.
Absolutely not. Who do you think I am? The Antichrist?
You said if you're open to it. That's like...
No, because it requires consent.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not making it sound better.
Yeah, you're really not.
All right. How about this? Let me make it real simple. Pokemon battle.
Oh, Pokemon battles. Okay, I see where you're going with this. All right.
I'm doing something else at the moment.
Oh man.
Dang it! I didn't hit the thing I was aiming for.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go AFK real quick and reform my water.
All right. Man.
All right. But yeah,
Battle!
That's just one of the things.
Right.
I have made a few changes to my team since the last time we battled. you know.
Yeah, see, I haven't had a chance to really focus on my team since I've been playing ZA, but yeah.
I know.
I need
This
to...
is sort of in prep for, you know, the thing that's coming out next month.
The Champions!
Exactly.
Oh, I'm gonna get so much battle content out of Champions, holy crap.
I am so excited to be a part of that battle content, if you're willing to have me.
Yeah, totally. Like, I am so very much looking forward to,
I was just spotted by the Eye of Sauron.
Champions. I'm looking forward to Gen 10 as well, but it's one of those things where it's looking like it's probably going to be just Switch 2, and they're going to try and use it to sell hardware, so, you know, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get a chance to even play that game, so...
Thankfully, it's also on phones, right?
Mobile? Champions is on phones, yes. Champions will be on Switch, Switch 2, and mobile. But the Gen 10 is probably going to be Switch 2 exclusive, so...
Yeah, I'm still thinking about getting a Switch 2. It's just taking a while to, you know, make that jump, because it's just like, my Switch still works, it still is able to have access to all the titles.
Yeah. Alright.
Thankfully, we got a whole year before we, you know, go for it.
Yeah, exactly. We have a while before we quote unquote have to make that jump, because I don't see anything else coming out in between now and then that's gonna be a killer app that I have to have the Switch 2 for. Yeah. You know, the He-Man beat 'em up is coming out in April, and that looks like it's gonna be on the Switch. So
He-Man.
And I don't know if you've seen that, the Dragon Pearl of Destruction. It looks so freaking good.
I'm getting chased down by Edward Scissorhands and his like little cousin. I just got stabbed in the chest.
Oh snap. Well,
there we go. I've successfully shot all the clankers. There we go. So what are you up to right now, Hunger?
Well, I've got Final Fantasy Tactics on the go. I need to do some grinding on some of these characters, so I went ahead and put that in.
Alright.
Let's see here.
Alright.
I see a hospital. 35 kill streak acquired.
Wow.
Just kidding. I'm not evil, I swear.
I'm not evil, I swear. This fucking bit.
It's like, that sounds exactly like something someone evil would say.
Right.
More dead robots. Dang it, they just called them reinforcements. This is not good.
Alright.
What game do you think would immediately become like a cakewalk if Pokemon were involved?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah. Yep, Dragon Pearl of Destruction. I am looking forward to that. It's, yeah, I hope it has online co-op. And not just couch co-op.
Although couch co-op is pretty awesome. It better have both.
Couch co-op is nice, but yeah, I prefer it have both or online if it only is going to have one, because you know, back in the 90s when I didn't have any trouble getting friends over to play stuff. Yeah, I absolutely love couch co-op. My whole GameCube, my GameCube library is mostly 4-player games. But it's one of those things where now when it seems to be a trouble to just get one person into the house to play stuff. I much prefer the online co-op when I can just group up with a bunch of people online, especially my viewers. And yes, I did see the trailer with She-Ra playable, and that made me so happy. But yeah, anyway. But yes, I am very much looking forward to Dragon Pearl Destruction. That's going to be such a nice game. Anyway.
Now, I know I keep asking for battles, but does anyone in chat that has Pokemon Scarlet or Violet wants to have a battle?
Oh shit. Motherfucker. Stupid Chocobo, man.
Fresh out of Pokemon at the moment. Where'd they go? The blender? Just kidding.
Yeah.
Alright. I think it's enough Helldivers for a little bit.
Alright, let's punch a Chocobo real quick.
I can totally get behind punching random live objects. Go for it.
Okay, well.
Especially Chocobos, because I don't even know.
Dude, that thing looks like a crow.
Oh yeah, the black Chocobo? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it just looks a little anxious.
You would know this, Siege. Do you know if Dragon Pearl is going to have a physical release, or is it just going to be download? Because it looks like a game that's just going to be download. And if it is, that's fine. I just need to know. Ask you for a friend. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
But,
you need to know, followed by asking for a friend.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yes.
Just.
You know,
Alright, kill those. There we go.
You know, it's also, we're approaching that time of the week where it's just my favorite day of the week. It's called the Yveltal Day.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That day is coming up soon. I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, alright. Alright.
I forgot, what number of, like, successful adventures are we at?
I don't even remember.
Sorry, you were asking how many adventures we'd been at, or?
The successful number of Yveltal hunts and captures that we've done.
It's around 130 somewhere, I think. I'm not sure if it's at 130 yet, or if it's just below that, but yeah, it's close to 130 somewhere. I'd have to check the video.
That is impressive.
Because I don't keep track anywhere. I just check the previous video to see where the counter was at the end of it.
You know, I think I can do that for us.
All right, let's see here.
Life lately has just been really cool.
Yeah.
What's cool about it? Well, I ate some good food. I get off of work at like the same time every day.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, that's kind of it.
Wow, normal daily life basis things.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wish list on Steam today. Product details. Oh. So, last chance on Ren and Stimpy. So, coming soon. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night Complete Edition. Forever Physical. How do we get the Wait, bruh, you can't just...
What?
It says classic co-op action. Team up with a friend in 2-player local co-op. Bruh.
Why?
You have 4 playable characters. Why don't you have fucking 4-player co-op? Bruh.
Sometimes game design is a little silly.
That's so disappointing.
Shitty game designs.
When the game actually is telling you to go outside.
When the game tells you to touch grass.
Damn. That 2-player co-op feels like a punch to the gut. Man.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Something
that feels like it should be 4-player just actually have
feels like it feels like it should be 4-player, and yeah.
Feels as though it should be 4-player.
It does.
But it is now not.
I cannot even begin I cannot even begin to express my disappointment. It's and the local co-op only. Just really killing it for me here. I want to play this game and I want to love it, but good gosh, they're making it difficult.
Man.
Come on, if you're gonna have local only 4 players, come on. I could round up a couple of MOTU fans. It could happen. You know?
And then you don't even need to be fans. It's just like, hey, do you want to come over and play some video games?
I feel like I could maybe even get my sister to play if I told her She-Ra was playable. Be like, hey, want to come over and play this He-Man game? You can be She-Ra. You know? It's just... She has to be unlocked. No! God, why? Is her unlock is the way to unlock her really secret, really super cool, or is it just lame? I'm gonna be mad. They just...
I don't even know.
The game giveth and the game taketh away. And
understandable. Your anger is hereby felt.
I feel like that really could have been something. Man. Now here we are.
And here we are. And here we are.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Born to be kings. Man, it looks like a really good game. Like I said, it's one of those things. If it's local co-op only, and the co-op only being 2 players are both big downs for me. That's unfortunate. Both huge downsides for me. Because online co-op means I can play with viewers, right? So that's a big plus for me. You know.
Dude, there's a bunch of raining bananas in my game right now. I did not ask for this.
Oh, I did. I mean,
Dag nabbit.
Yeah, and
if only there was someone to blame. Oh, that's right. It's you.
There isn't.
Just kidding.
No, I get it.
Just kidding. Dude, right now my audio mix is like inverted, so I hear things coming from the left in the right ear and things coming from the right in the left ear, and it's so infuriating because I don't know where anything is.
Right. Yeah.
I use my ears to see, and I can't see at all.
Right. Let's see here. Let me north swing this. Okay, it did not die. Crap.
Reloading a Tommy gun because that is a very useful piece of my time. Just spam bullets until it hits something important, like a person.
Alright.
There we go. We're victorious. That was fun.
Yeah.
Dolphy, what are you doing right now?
Anything that they can think of to not battle you.
Don't worry. I vowed to not pressure Dolphy into fighting me. He's fought this current rendition of my team.
I'm playing a game on the old MGBA emulator right now.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna fix this audio mix-up here in a moment. It might just require a console restart. Because there's nothing more powerful than turning it on and off again.
Yeah. Well, just be careful, you know.
Right.
You know, I'm genuinely curious what I should be careful of now. What's going on?
So my Nintendo 64, I accidentally fried that by turning it on and off again too frequently.
Yeah.
Oh. Did you like...
So basically, the Nintendo 64 has a thing where there's part of the hardware that, you know, doesn't take kindly to being soft reset over and over again. That's Van Carson in the chat. Anyway.
It is me in the chat.
Anyway, so...
Hang on, Siege. When was the last time you were on a stream?
Siege pops in occasionally, often lurking, but anyway.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, I've been like, what, around this group for near a year now?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Mr.
Pretty close to a year, methinks.
A few weeks ago, yeah. Yeah, it's still recently enough to get you, but yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I've been part of the channel for like 6 years now.
Yeah.
Impressive, my dear friend.
Let's see here. Swordplay, Halibut.
Hey, Siege, do you want to have a Pokemon battle?
He doesn't have the required.
He doesn't
Pokemon
have
games.
Right.
the game.
I think I asked that earlier.
Yeah.
Dag nabbit.
You asked that earlier, yeah.
Yeah, Siege is an IRL friend of mine, so...
Oh, that's cool. How long you guys been friends for?
He likes to say that we've been friends since the Clinton administration. So,
That's a funny feeling,
just to give people an idea of how long that's been.
I wasn't alive during the Clinton administration. Actually, I might have been. When was he president last? They like stop in like 2008 when Obama was like president.
So basically, we went from Clinton to Bush Jr., then to Obama. Got it.
So I was definitely not alive yet.
Yeah. So. So the thing with the evolutions and why we will probably never see evolutions for every type, it's actually because of the fans.
Yeah, because of the fans.
Because fans have made fan-made evolutions for just about every potential sort of idea that anybody might ever make an evolution on, and they're afraid that if they make their own evolution for an existing type, then they might end up, they might end up accidentally copying some fan design and having a fan sue them and coming after them for I created that first and now you owe me money, that type of thing. I
think since Nintendo has a reputation around lawsuits, I think they should go for it. They'd win.
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand that. But it's one of those things where it's a believable excuse to me. But yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it does seem like kind of a shit move trying to blame things on the fans like that, though. Like, all right.
Well, that's a bug. I want to go get that. I got him. Am I playing Animal Crossing? Not quite. Am I playing Fortnite? Not quite. Am I playing both at the same time in its own weird 2D machination? Yes.
Valid answer.
A what, Dolphy?
You said valid answer.
Valid answer, I said.
Oh, okay. I'm also hard of hearing, just ever so slightly. That has its own story.
Yeah. You'll have to speak into my good ear.
It's a story I'm actually willing to divulge on if you guys are willing to humor it.
Yeah. I don't mind.
Alright. So once upon a time, about 5 years back, right? First time ever going shooting.
Oh, okay.
Now, you see, for Christmas, I was given a .357 Magnum revolver because I was like, yo, I love these things. Wish I had one. My dad was like, bet. So we arranged it, found it, bought it, and now we're going to go take it shooting for the first time, alongside some of my dad's other guns.
Yeah.
So we start shooting. Mind you, we brought ear protection, but my dad starts us off with a little .22. And it's not particularly quiet, but it's not loud enough to be like, oh my, I need ear protection. So we don't buy with ear protection, we're shooting it, and we go through like 20, 30 rounds, and then we're like, alright, let's upgrade. So my dad hands me the .357. I've done a ton of research on how these things operate, so I was the one who's loading it. Now, because it's been forever since my dad went shooting, he also forgot about the ear protection. I wasn't thinking about the ear protection because this is the first time I'm going shooting. My brother's oblivious too. So, I don't know if you know this, but revolvers are some of the loudest things to ever exist, ever. And I pull the trigger, and it's a lot like, you know how the memes in CSGO where someone gets flashbanged and it's just that high pitch. That's essentially what it felt like. That went on for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think I received permanent hearing damage because of it, because every so often, every couple of weeks, hearing in one of my ears will just go out, and it will return. and it's you always hear that high-pitched ringing whenever the noise goes away. It's interesting. That's sort of my terrible hearing story.
Chronically hearing ringing in your ears is called tinnitus, I believe. That's the medical term for it.
You're not wrong. But it's not constant. It just randomly.
It's not normally. No, it's like a random thing. Yeah.
Also, Siege, you're asking what?
I think that was
what's
the
your question?
Yeah.
Oh, oh my goodness! I clearly didn't hear it.
Sorry, I didn't understand the joke.
Okay, so he was talking about hearing loss. So he's like, "What?" Anyway,
he's making the joke hearing loss.
Yeah. So,
I was making the joke that I didn't hear the joke.
Okay, so tinnitus is the perception of noise or ringing in the ears without an external source, often caused by noise-induced hearing loss, ear infections, or age-related changes. It's a symptom, not a disease, affecting 15% of the population and often treated via sound therapy, hearing aids, and behavioral therapies. Symptoms include ringing, buzzing, roaring, clicking, or hissing sounds that can be high-pitched or pulsatile. Causes loud noise exposure. Sound familiar? Damage to inner ear hair cells, earwax blockage, medication side effects, and jaw or neck injuries. Management using white noise machines, hearing aids, counseling, and stress reduction. Prevention, protecting ears with earplugs in loud environments, and keeping music volume at safe levels. So anyway, so yeah.
What's it called? At a certain point, the what's it called? All those sound familiar. There's another separate story that I need to go check in. When I had like pink eye or something, I went to like the urgent care, so I was just like, to get on antibodies and stuff. And the guy was checking me up and was like, "Dude, you look like you're prone to ear infections. I can tell." And I was like, "Oh, I wonder if that's related to anything. That's neat."
Yeah. Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, my mother on a different day went to the urgent care, and the doctor there said that she ate a lot of cheese. Which is a really weird... how can you tell if someone eats cheese? To a certain degree.
Sometimes...
it seems like it's a superpower.
Sometimes there are certain things that happen to a patient's skin, for example, that can clue doctors into certain dietary behaviors. You know. So. But,
anyways, that's just an offshoot of the current urgency care story. You thought you were becoming schizophrenic or hallucinating?
Yeah.
Schizophrenic?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That just sounds tragic.
Hey Siege, do you want to join us in the chat? You said you might. Always enjoy hearing other people's voices that aren't my own.
Let's see here. Let's see here. Just
oh, hang on. Caught a bug. Heck yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
I understand, Siege. Although, how early are we talking?
Well, Siege has to do a commute up to Oklahoma City to get to his job. So it's about a 30-minute drive.
I get it.
So yeah.
Night Siege, pleasure. Siege. Reading the text. I hope I get to hear your voice someday. Alright, there we go. see here. Now, I wonder how, like, the battles in Pokemon Champions are going to be. Like, I wonder if there's going to be, like, an offline mode where you get to battle just, like, a load of AIs, similar to, like, the Battle Tower.
Well, because they have that intro where it shows those two characters, you know, so...
Uh-huh.
So I kind of wonder about that, yeah. Like...
I want to know if there's going to be a free-for-all, like, fucking, battle style.
God, that would be so nice.
Dude, triple battles would be nuts. Because I remember that used to be a feature once upon a time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a thing since Gen 5. And then they stopped existing after Gen 6.
That's a shame. I feel like triple battles would be fun, although a little ludicrous. How many angles do you want? Yes.
Right.
You see the other guy pull up with 3 Incineroars, triple Intimidate. It's just like, great, thank you so much.
Alright. And they all parting shot.
They all parting shot away.
Well, so they all parting shot away, right? And then one of them switches out for like let's say
the one that parting shot, just another Incineroar waiting,
or a Palafin. That'd be funny. And then after after the first one switches out, the second one switches out, but they switch back into the Incineroar that just switched out before it, and they land another Intimidate.
Bruh.
And then the third Incineroar switches out for the second one, lands another Intimidate, and then the Palafin flip turns, it gets the third Incineroar back in there, and then the other Incineroars use parting shot.
The Intimid train.
Yeah, so it'd just be, just be this constant switching back and forth into Incineroars.
Yeah.
And then just have a random Palafin in there.
Yeah. How do you stop such a menace? Special attackers, that's what.
Right.
And not even, if the parting shots all land, then you're still cooked.
Right, exactly. Just sitting there with, like, no freaking attack or special attack. Wonder what life is.
Dude, that's like the worst kind of stall team, imagine. No, there's arguably worse, but still, it's up there. It's up there on the list.
Oh, man.
Dude. Let's see here. If they reintroduce wasn't there a thing called, like, the Battle Royals or something? Back from, like, Gen 7?
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
The problem with Battle Royals is what they did was they made it to where as soon as one player is eliminated, the game is over. And that sucks.
Yeah, that's what... I want that, but without the whole, if one person dies, it's over.
Yeah. Nobody liked that. Like I'm sure that they thought it would be fun, it would be better for, the person who gets eliminated, but it's like,
overall it just kind of undercuts everyone else still fighting.
They should have just if they were wanting to make sure that people could go back to battling quickly, they should have made it to where if you get eliminated, then you could just leave the match and not affect anything.
Yeah.
But they did not do that. So instead it sucks. Yeah.
Understandable.
So...
One of these days I shall enjoy the thrill of a battle royal. And hopefully look like I did something at least minorly skillful.
Yeah. Just,
Battle royales in general is just like a Mexican standoff between, like, everybody else. It's just insane.
The fun thing about having, like, a battle between, like, 4 people is that, you can negotiate, You'd be like, hey, if you attack this guy that I'm weak to, then I'll use heal pulse on you, or like you have and then
you have options, you have cards. And it's just
and then you can betray people and be like, haha, I decided to attack you instead, so
yeah. Trust is to be used as if it's a currency.
Yeah.
Spend it, earn some more.
Spend it, squander it. Just, however you want to play it.
Just make sure you always have some.
Yeah.
And no, I am not a professional liar. I just have a lot of the currency.
Yeah. Let's see here.
There we go.
All right, let's see here.
I'm trying to find one really specific bug to find, to finish off my Bugadex, as it were, because in this game there's a quest to catch one of every kind of bug, and this one bug I have not found, and I'm searching for. Oh, hang on, is that it? Hang on, hold on. It was not it. It looks like it, but it's not it. This thing's got something called legendary bugs, which is like, you know what they are? They're not like Pokemon by any stretch of the imagination. It's just like, it's just a really, rare bug to come across. It looks really different. That's literally just Pokemon, isn't it?
Yes.
But yeah. Anyways, bugs. Trying to find bugs. And yes, I know Pokemon is inspired by bug catching in Japan. Which makes...
that kaiju.
Oh, hang on. That's a bug. Get over here. Stop running from me, you stupid little coward. Got him. Oh, my inventory's full. This is not alright. I need to fix that. Alright. Gonna go ahead and empty this out. There we go. So now that that's done, time to look for more bug.
Where's the...
Whew. There we go. Let's see here. Now, I'm actually relatively excited for Wind and Wake. Although I don't know if it's going to have the gym experience like every other Pokemon game has had. Like I didn't see any.
I feel like we will get stuff like that in a future trailer because they have a long time to lead up to this.
You are right. Right now it's the reveal.
Yeah.
Like I said, because we can't really tell anything about what gameplay is going to be like just from that reveal trailer, because it's all about like, oh wow, it looks so good. Oh, aren't the starters cute? So that's all we can really tell right now.
That dog though, that dog is real cute. I want it. Like, above almost anything else, that dog's cute.
Alright.
I'm gonna name mine Puchador.
Puchador.
Let's see here. Although, people seem to be really concerned about whether or not that dog is gonna end up on two legs. What's the chances that's gonna be the case?
I mean, it's about a 50-50 at this point.
Yeah.
Marginally.
Actually, hang on. How many fire starters have we had that have been on all fours?
A lot. Think about it. Charmander starts out as a biped and stays one the entire time. Typhlosion stands up on its hind legs.
Tepig does it too.
Gen 3, yep, still on its hind legs. Oh, yep, Gen 4 still on its hind legs. Gen 5's still there. Gen 6.
Gen 6.
Look at that. It's freaking.
You attracted all the furries, dang it.
So
Gen 7 did it no favors.
Yeah, I mean, Skeledirge is like what, the first one that's actually a freaking quadruped.
That went from bipedal to quadruped.
Yeah, it starts out as a biped and becomes so yeah, it's like.
So we've gotten what, a 1-to-8 ratio right now.
Yeah. So, have you heard the Chinese zodiac theory for the fire starters?
No, I've not.
So somebody came up with this theory a while back that they were trying to cover every animal in the Chinese zodiac with the starter Pokemon from the fire type. So there are 12 animals in the Chinese zodiac, and the fire starters have hit quite a few of them, right? So, for example, one of the animals in the Chinese zodiac is the dragon, which most people consider Charizard to be, right?
Yeah, close enough.
And then for Cyndaquil, and / Typhlosion, he even though it's like a freaking even though it's basically an echidna that turns into a freaking badger, they're like, oh, it's the rat from the Chinese zodiac, right? Because that's the only way they can make it work, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, it's a stretch. So then you have the rooster or the cock, the chicken, whatever you want to call it, with Torchic. You have the boar with Incineroar, Emboar, excuse me, with Emboar, the tiger with Incineroar. You have the monkey and Fernape, and a lot of people. Like it basically just keeps going. Like the rabbit is one of the animals from the Chinese zodiac as well, from Gen 8, and then you get to Gen 9, and it feels like Skeledirge breaks it, but some people are like, oh no, it's the snake from the Chinese zodiac.
No, I think most of it's coincidental because
it really is kind of coincidental. It's just funny that people are still trying to make it work. Because it's like, because I personally don't think it ever worked, but it's like, because like I said, the rat thing with Cyndaquil was a big stretch in the first place, but but it's one of those things. But the thing is, the dog
broke it.
Yeah, well, the dog is because the dog is one of the Chinese zodiac as well, but yes. Anyway.
There's 3 Pokemon that break it. It's Feraligatr or whatever. Not Feraligatr. Fuecoco? Yeah.
Fuecoco,
sorry, both of them are gators.
Chinese...
Fuecoco, Fennekin, and...
Zodiac.
Cyndaquil, they break it.
Yeah. Animals, so...
And they would not bother making another Fire Horse because Ponyta exists.
Right, yeah, so basically it's the rat, the ox, the tiger, the rabbit, the dragon, the snake, the horse, a freaking goat, then the monkey, the rooster, the dog, and the pig. So yeah, it's one of those things where Fennekin, I like I said, I think with Fennekin they tried to say that was the dog, but it's like now you have the freaking Pomeranian. It's like, okay, yeah, no, it's just broken at this point. Give it up, people.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we may get the Chinese Zodiac represented in Pokemon Original eventually, but it's not going to be like all 12 gens, if you're 1 through 12 that have them. It'd be like spaced out more.
Yeah.
Just
and by default, we have the Pokemon that already could represent the Zodiac.
Right.
Maybe not through
one
specific category.
You could make like a Zodiac specific like team or pair of teams if you wanted with just Pokemon that exist. But this was specifically trying to attribute it to the fucking fire type starters in particular.
You know, there's another term for the fire stars. You could just call them the Kindles.
Yeah, but anyway, like I said, it is just funny. But this year, as far as Chinese, New
Year's stuff.
Year's and what, it's the year of the fire horse, which is hilarious. So, but yeah, so it's pretty funny. So yeah.
Keldeo gets the fire typing.
Yeah, Rapidash just suddenly becomes meta.
That's something I wish was in, just personally because I love horses, not because it's like a game breaking or anything. They added the Galarian forms of the Rapidash and Ponyta, but after Legends Arceus, they didn't bother putting them in any of the games. It made me sad.
Oh, man.
Am I biased towards horses? Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway. But yeah, so it is kind of funny though. Just how people just kind of
make theories about everything.
And then when the theory is pretty much proven wrong and debunked, they still try to make it work somehow. Like that's what kills me, is that they just don't want to give up on it. Like the freaking the people who thought that Midoriya was All For One's child in My Hero Academia. They were so confident about this, and then when the author basically said no, that's not the case, they're like, oh, but it could still work anyway. It's like, no, he said it. He said he has a dad and he has a name. It's like the author's, the author said that he has a dad and that dad has a name and that they're just away and and they just never had a chance to introduce them in the show or in anything. So it's like, because there was supposed to be a whole thing with the dad showing up, but I guess they just never got around to it, or But yeah, so
people are persistent.
Like I said, people just don't want to let it go. I saw a video just like I said, they've done the final season. They never revealed anything like that, and people are still like, no, that sounds like the truth. I believe it. It's like, no, you're dumb. Like, stop.
It's been disproven.
Yeah,
please
exactly.
Move
it's
on
hard.
To a new theory.
Like, the people in the comments are like, no, they said it wasn't, and they're like, no, I still think it works. It's like,
that reminds me of like whenever I'm just gonna use Helldivers for an example, because recently they added something that's essentially the Helldivers equivalent of a minigun. And they were like, oh, but you can't this, you can't that, it's gonna have this. But I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense, because every other weapon is treated like this, and it's gonna have these features, like, because that's how, they've treated every other weapon. And, people are diehard about their theories.
Yeah, oh, I know.
Like, between the interaction of this one item called the supply backpack and the minigun, they were like, yo, we can't resupply it. So then I told my friend who's running the supply backpack while I'm running the minigun, dude, resupply me. Watch, it'll work. And he was like, but dude, it won't, just do it. And he was like, oh, look at that, it does work. Like, you see? Like, some people only read, like, the first little bit of what one person says, tribalism the rest of the way through it, and then, I think it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's like with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. A lot of people will sort of skim over what a Yu-Gi-Oh card does and be like, I've got the idea, and then they'll just play it that way until somebody comes along and says, hey, you're playing that wrong. Usually at a tournament, or
that's half the battle of Uno, is you got to convince the other guy how the rules actually are.
Right.
and or make up your own and then pretend as though those are the rules.
Well, no, like the thing where people like, you know, there was a thing where Uno's official Twitter posted, they're like, yeah, you know, it's like that thing where you guys are playing a draw on top of another draw and making them draw more cards. That's not how that works. And somebody responded to them like, you know, like, hey, you know, thanks for the cards. We'll take it from here. You know?
I can't blame them. You know? They've all created their own rules around this game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just people making their own fucking house rules. You know? But yeah, it's freaking funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the house rules that people make for Monopoly are the ones that end up making the game take forever. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if you try playing Monopoly with the actual rules, it really doesn't take that long. But if you try playing with the house rules that give you extra money for doing shit, it's like, oh, it takes forever. Yeah.
The one house rule my family plays with in regards to Monopoly is all the tax money and all the what's it called? Just all the money that's taken from you from the game ends up in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Whoever lands on free parking
that's the one that makes
but
the game take forever.
For me, the main rule that causes the game to take literally an eternity is what's it called? The non-auctioning of the spaces. Like, for example, you land on a space, you don't have the money to purchase it, and or you don't want it.
Yeah.
That space, because a lot of players don't want to deal with the auction, don't get that. And then there's the other bit where it's just human beings making the game take forever because no one wants to lose.
Right.
By, you know, not trading cards.
Yeah. Yeah,
so they believe...
But yeah, there's a bunch of these rules that people are like, oh, I don't want to play Monopoly, it takes forever. It's like, it takes forever because of all the house rules that you guys added, not because the way the game's supposed to be played in the first place. Yeah. So I thought
trading cards, build hotels, bankrupt the other player.
Right. Yeah, it's
or make them trip over their own feet.
Bankrupting the other players thing that gets people all tripped up because they don't want to. They don't want to make the people feel sad by ejecting them from the game. But it's like that's how the game's supposed to work. You know, get to smashing.
It was quite literally designed to make that like lesson of, hey, monopolies are bad.
Right.
I actually love Monopoly.
Oh yeah, I know, it's a great game. Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna play, you should play the computer version that doesn't let you cheat. Like, you know.
I actually have a disc version of Monopoly for the Xbox.
There's a bunch of like video game versions of Monopoly around, so you know.
I actually looked it up on whether or not Monopoly has more collabs than Fortnite, and it does.
Oh man. Yeah, because Monopoly does like different versions of itself all the time. Like, you know, like, oh, here's Nintendo Monopoly, here's the Legend of Zelda Monopoly, here's Pokemon Monopoly, here's Mario Monopoly. You know, like.
Here's Minecraft Monopoly. Here's Fortnite Monopoly.
Yeah.
Could you believe it?
Yeah, because they do that type of shit all the time. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I think the only thing that probably has more collabs than Monopoly is probably Funko Pop. Yeah.
Dude, Funko Pop is built off of collabs.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the whole thing. Without collabs, they have no brand. You know.
Yeah.
Nobody wants just generic Funko Pops with their original characters on them. Yeah. Unless, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine the people at Funko Pop watch this and they go, "Wait a minute, write that down." You know?
Write that down. Make a Monopoly Funko Pop.
Yeah. No, they just start making their own original characters and selling those as Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Then they don't have to pay the licensing fees.
Yeah.
Just create their own mascots and whatnot.
You know, creating characters, if you're Funko Pop at least, must be a rather difficult task because you gotta somehow come up with something different from everything else you created thus far.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that goes for any character creation.
Oh
but...
yeah, it does. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, regardless of how original you think you're being, you know, it's like, oh yeah, there's gonna be this other character that looks really similar to it, just because there's so much stuff out there. You know.
But I think it'd be especially hard for Funko Pop because, you know, if they're not building it off of any like previous media, they have to build it from scratch, and that would just be really hard for them to make a very compelling character for them to sell.
Yeah, because they'd have to make a character that looks good as a Funko Pop, otherwise there wouldn't be any point. That they could market as a mascot, and that they could make a bunch of money off of, you know. So,
yeah. Funko Pop is already probably listening to us right now and being like, "Yeah, they're right. Let's not even bother." Alright. Here we go. What's your current activity, Hunter? I'm sorry, I've just been looking at my TV screen, absolutely locked in, playing a off-brand Mario Kart right now.
Just doing some grinding on Final Fantasy Tactics.
Got it.
I figured this would be as good a time as any to do some grinding on the game, since the primary objective tonight was not to do a bunch of gaming, but just to discuss the
vibe,
the upcoming Pokemon games and how that makes everybody feel.
It makes me feel hopeful. It makes me feel excited for the Pomeranian dog.
Yeah.
Also, it makes me feel excited to see what kind of battle changes they'll make.
Yeah, because they always make little changes here and there to what you can and can't do. In your gaming, you know, when you're playing Pokemon, you know, sometimes they add or remove moves. Sometimes they, you know, they'll change what a move does. You know, so just little balancing tweaks here and there. And I do look forward to those. You know,
overall balancing tweaks wise, Scarlet and Violet made my main team go from it's missing a few things and can't really counter a few things to holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know it could do that. That's real neat.
I just love that. I just love that every gen that's happened since Incineroar came, like, because when Incineroar first came out, nobody cared, and then they released the version with its hidden ability, and suddenly people cared. They cared deeply. And then, instead of nerfing it, they were like, "Hey, what if we gave it Party Shot?"
Yo, what if we made it even more of a menace?
and it's just continued to menace the meta since then.
Dude, half my team is built around whether or not Incineroar exists on the field.
Right, yeah. It's just, you know...
Like, its existence is so anti-Incineroar, like, it's not even funny anymore.
Yeah.
There's the fact that... Okay, so... My team is anti-meta, if that makes any sense. Where it's like, hey, you see them new fancy dragons? Yeah, screw them. Hey, you see that thing that OHKOs your entire team without any setup? Go OHKO them back.
Right. Yeah, I mean...
You see that thing that likes to set up Tailwind? Set up some... What's it called? Trick Room.
Yeah.
You see that thing that sets up Trick Room? You got your own Trick Room. Use it again.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where the Incineroar being around, you know, because it's one of those things that like, whenever you have a meta that includes legendaries as a thing, you wind up getting some interesting things. It's just funny that a lot of people have essentially dedicated one of their legendary slots to getting rid of Incineroar by using the water-fighting Urshifu, because that's like literally a direct counter to Incineroar. It's like, hey, you're going to use Incineroar, I'm going to use this water-fighting thing that has complete type superiority over it. You know?
Yeah,
so,
I've sort of taken like my legendary like slots. You know, I got the Keldeo and Cobalion, right? And I've said, you know what? This is your whole spectrum of things you need to deal with, and you're now purpose-built to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, what's it called? My openers nowadays happen to deal with Calyrex really well.
Yeah.
Because Calyrex is a menace beyond belief.
There was a point in Pokemon Competitive where Void Cat was still a thing. It's obviously not anymore. But
what was the thing?
Void Cat. So Void Cat was the strategy where you would have a Smeargle that knows Dark Void in the back row, like just lurking in your party, and then you would play Liepard, and Liepard has Prankster Assist. So you use Assist with Liepard and call up the Dark Void, and then try to put both of the opposing Pokemon to sleep. You know?
Wow!
So and and like I said, it's got Prankster. So that particular strategy was called Void Cat because Prankster and Prankster, Liepard, and Purloin have been at the center of some really stupid, cracked strategies ever since the move Assist was a thing. You know, and I think they finally removed the move Assist because it was
they got rid of Assist because of how broken
because it was stupid. Yes, but basically, the gist was that Assist had a specific list of moves that it could call forth, and so people would play teams that were built around it to where they'd have just one of the moves that Assist could call, and then all the other moves on all their other Pokemon were moves that Assist could not call, so that it would only call the one move that they wanted, right?
For maximum reliability.
Exactly. So when Assist first came out, there was a variant of the Assist strategy with Liepard and Purloin, where you'd basically run Liepard and Purloin in your front, and then the back row would have a Pokemon that had the move Dive, because Assist could call those 2-turn moves, right? And what they would do is they would...
Here's the thing, though.
I'm explaining it.
Liepard and Purloin are normally like really fast Pokemon.
They're
normally, so with Prankster,
I'm explaining it. Okay, so they would with Prankster they get priority by calling Assist, because Assist is not a combat move, right?
It's a status.
So it's a status move. But when they use Assist, they can call a combat move with it. So essentially what people were doing was they would put a lagging tail on the Purloin and the Liepard to make them go last otherwise. And so what would happen was they would use Assist. It would go first because of priority, and it would call a move like Dive, right? So they would both dive underwater, right? So then the opposing Pokemon would attack and miss, right? So then on the second turn of the move, it's now being treated as an attacking move, and they've got lagging tails on, so they go last. So the opposing Pokemon would both use their moves, and then the dive would go off.
Wow.
So
that does 2-turn invincibility back to back.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, as long as you don't encounter a Pokemon that's using something like Extreme Speed that's going to trump your Prankster priority, you're just going to stomp all over them because they can't do anything to you. Of course, they've made adjustments to the game now to where Prankster doesn't work on dark types and things like that. But like I said, Dive Cats was a extremely cracked strategy back in the day.
It was,
dude. I was spent forever trying to break that.
Yeah, and of course there were variants of it using moves like dig or fly, but basically it worked with any 2-turn move that made you semi-invincible for part of it. So. Because of course there were always ways to break through. Like for example, if they're using dive, then if you have a Pokemon with Surf, that gets around the invincibility as well. Because using Surf while something's diving still hits it.
Interesting. Okay, I've learned something new.
Yeah, they all have moves like that. They all have things like that. So, like for example, if you're using
Earthquake, would still hit someone who's
Earthquake still hits somebody digging, and it actually does more damage. So if you hit a digging enemy with Earthquake, it does more damage in normal Pokemon gameplay. Not in ZA, but normal games. And then Fly, I believe you can hit them with Thunder.
Oh.
So if you use
sense.
Thunder or Hurricane while something is flying, then it gets hit. So I think it's I think Thunder and Hurricane both hit flying targets. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how that works. Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, there are certain moves that have the privilege of being able to hit flying Pokemon or diving Pokemon or digging Pokemon. So
that's good to know.
But so dive cats became like one of the premier meta strategies, and it was a pain in the butt. So they eventually made it to where assist cannot call those 2-turn moves. And then people still kept abusing assist with Prankster for Dark Void, like the next gen with the Void Cat strategy. And then they ended up nerfing Dark Void and making it to where only Darkrai can use it. And if another Pokemon tries to call it, either being Smeargle or something using assist or a Pokemon using Metronome, then it just fails. Because it's hard coded. The move is now hard coded to only work with Darkrai.
There are other moves that are like that too. That are only exclusive to one mon.
Yeah.
When you from the Smeargle, like Smeargle cannot sketch Hyperspace Fury, for example.
Yeah, it can, but it just fails if it tries to use it.
Yeah, it can't. Yeah, it can, but it'll fail. That's what I mean.
Yeah, so. Because like I said, there's certain moves that are now hard-coded to the Pokemon that are supposed to be using them, and no other Pokemon can actually make the move work. So, but yeah, so if you call one of them with Metronome or with Sketch, then it doesn't work, or with Assist, So anyway,
yeah.
But yeah, so and I think they may have because like I said, they eventually got rid of Assist altogether because it was just becoming a pain in the butt.
It was too broken.
But like I said, but Void Cats during I think it was during Gen 6 was such a problem.
Gen 6.
Yeah, Void Cats during Gen 6 was such a problem that for a while I was actually bringing in an Aromavale Slurpuff just to deal with Void Cats. Yeah, Sweet Veil Slurpuff. Because at the time, the meta build for Slurpuff used an unburdened Slurpuff that would basically belly drum, eat its berry, and then it would have a speed boost and be at +6, right? And so it was a physical smashy boy. Well, a lot of these Void Cat users weren't prepared for a Slurpuff that was literally just there to stop Dark Void. Because basically the Sweet Veil Slurpuff, Sweet Veil just prevents anybody on your team from being put to sleep. So when I saw Void Cats when I saw the cats, like the Lipard show up on the enemy team, I would automatically lead that Slurpuff. And sure enough, they would try to Dark Void me, and a lot of them wouldn't even catch on to the fact that the ability was blocking Dark Void. They would just think it missed, and so they would try it again and again and again and again. And meanwhile, I'm just decimating them with Play Rough, and like.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was so funny. It was so funny to watch some of those fights because, like I said, because some of these people were just not paying attention.
You know what's funny though? In all my times of playing Gen 6 competitive, I have never once ran into a singular Void Cat strat.
Yeah, I played a lot of Gen 6 competitive online, and I would run into it pretty frequently. So like I said, I always had that Slurpuff just kind of chilling in the back in case I needed it. But and it was funny too because you could tell which ones were paying attention because they would Dark Void once and figure out that the ability was blocking it, and they would rage quit. They would just disconnect or retreat right then.
I almost have no respect for people that, like, you know, as soon as you get like a little edge on them, they just outright just stop fighting you. It's a little different if you're fighting, say, your friend, and then they rage quit. But you know,
there was a random player who I ran across who was one of my Venusaur actually put one of their Draconites to sleep. Oh, and then when I went to use Will-O-Wisp with Ho-Oh, predicting they would wake up, they were like, "How do you know if I was going to wake up this turn?" They just rage quit.
Yeah.
Some stupid shit like that. You know?
All right.
The thing is, like, at least my philosophy is, I want to know exactly how I'm getting molested, so I can solve why I'm getting molested.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
I can't wait. Yeah,
and not just that.
Yeah. I just can't wait to play with Trick Room Sheer Force Mega Camera Up strats again. Those were my favorite back in the day.
I'm going to get absolutely harassed in new ways. I'm going to have to solve them.
Yeah. Alright.
Because Mega Camera Up in Trick Room is a menace.
It
sounds like
it's very slow.
Mega Camera Up Space Bee is like 20.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of megas that instead of getting faster when the Mega Evolve, they actively get slower. Mega Camera Up is one of them. Mega Abomasnow is another one. Mega Abomasnow is pathetically slow in Trick Room, which means it's very fast with Trick Room going. Because
that also means it's going to be faster in Trick Room when setting up Aurora Veil.
Exactly. So if we look at Abomasnow, right? This frickin' thing. So it does get snow warning as its ability, both regularly and when it mega evolves. Which is important. Right, but basically, regular Abomasnow has a base speed of 60, right? Which means that the lowest its speed can be is like 58 at level 50, right? So when you when you mega evolve though, it gets a huge buff to like literally all of its other stats. And then in return, its speed stat gets halved, so its base speed stat becomes 30. So at level 50, this means you can have a Mega Abomasnow with 31 speed. You know,
that is blazingly fast in Trick Room.
Exactly. So yeah, it's ridiculously slow. And the thing is, Abomasnow does get priority moves too, so you can mess with speed tiering that way as well. But yeah, so and the thing is, like Dolphy was saying, it gets Aurora Veil, so you can literally get the Trick Room set up and Mega Evolve this thing. It's going to set up the snow when it gets in the battle, and then you can just Aurora Veil like immediately, and unless your opponent's got priority, you just have it. You know, like
regular. Yeah. Also, regular camera up space. Yeah, regular camera up space speed is 40, but that gets cut in half when it mega evolves, and it gets base 20 speed.
Base 20 speed, yeah. So it's even faster than Mega Abomasnow in Trick Room.
It is. It can outrun the Shadow and Eruption.
Actually retarded, but it's just
out here spamming Eruption and fucking sheer force Earth power.
Yeah, so it's just
that's not terrifying at all.
Yeah, like I said, it's just some of the stuff that Abomasnow.
One of the reasons why I prefer Mega Camera Up as my Trick Room Mega user.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm ready. I'm ready for champions. I am so ready to see all these old strategies come back, and then I'm gonna be like, that's a new problem for me to solve.
Well, there are going to be some old strategies and possibly some new ones because the ZA megas are coming into this game too.
But by the way, Abomasnow does get Ice Hammer.
Oh god! Oh god!
So,
Lord have mercy.
So yeah, so it's one of those things where yes, it is incredibly slow. And it is going to drop its speed by stages when it uses Ice Hammer. So yeah.
It's curse. So
yeah. So like I said, they're both Trick Room dominant mons is what I'm getting at. Like they're both mons that excel at Trick Room. So
I have a feeling Mega Crabominal is also slow, so maybe that can come into Trick Room strats too.
Yeah, I mean, because you could run like an Ice type Trick Room sort of a strat.
Mega Crabominal gets. Wait, let me check.
Ice
something.
Hammer is Crabominal's signature move.
Yeah, I know.
So.
Yeah, 43 speed regular, and that gets dropped to 33 speed when it megas.
Yeah, see. So. Slow boy.
I can probably kick that in some.
Dude, my Delphox is going to be like the one saving grace against all these Trick Room teams.
Yeah, like it's just one of those things where.
And then someone just throws in Prankster Taunt Sableye.
Right? Yeah, just freaking. Because Sableye is actually really slow. With
well, here's the thing about Mega Sableye though. It loses Prankster when it Mega Evolves.
Right. But the thing is, you could use because a lot of people when they field Mega Sableye, they will use the regular Sableye with Prankster to set up stuff like taunt and things like that. And once the battlefield is right, then they'll go ahead and Mega Evolve. So
yeah. That's how I felt it when I used him back in Oras.
Because having Prankster recover and things like that is really good. And then if you're going to set up a Trick Room and then Mega Evolve, then you're going to be pretty fast in Trick Room anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds like a lot of these strategies rely heavily upon Trick Room.
There are a lot of Megas that are basically useless outside of Trick Room. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of Trick Room strategies that revolve around those Megas if people want to play them. There are going to be a bunch of Megas that are really good outside of Trick Room, but which is why those Megas are so susceptible to Trick Room strategies. Like when you start dealing with Pokemon like freaking Mega Garchomp or Regieleki, stuff like that. Having Trick Room to use against those is actually really good. Unless Regieleki is doing that thing where it breaks the speed barrier. Have you heard about that? I
still find that so funny.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, where it could go so fast that it outspeeds Trick Room. Like, yeah,
outspeeds the Trick Room.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Regieleki is the fastest Pokemon known to all of the.
It is the fastest. He's the fastest as fuckest boy. Like.
Yeah, base 200 speed.
It's so stupid fast. So yeah.
How fast do you want that? Yeah, he's here already.
All right. Paid at the Pokemon.
Dude, I would not trust Regieleki to be my DoorDasher. My food is gonna be like in a separate dimension by the time he arrives.
Mm-hmm.
He'll have that fruit ready in half a second at the moment you order it.
Right.
Yeah. Clearly, he's never heard of inertia because the food is like everywhere but the bag.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah.
Give me
the what else?
This time, don't forget the pickles.
Oh man.
Anyways,
I am genuinely like ready to get Bird in Champions.
I'm just waiting to see what people are gonna throw out with crazy strats and stuff before I start playing.
Because the thing with champions is, with champions, we're gonna have every Pokemon available, you know?
Yep.
And not only every Pokemon, but like all the major battling mechanics. We're gonna have access to Terra, Mega, Z moves, Dynamax. So it's, you know, we are going to have just a laundry list of shit that we could do in battles, and it's going to be hard to prepare for everything, which I think is kind of the point. You know, like it's gonna, it's going. I feel like this could be the best meta we've ever had. You know,
for sure, where there's just so many different angles and things to prepare for.
There's so many ways you can come at it. You know, that like I said, I feel like it's going to be impossible to predict and prepare for everything. So I think it's going to be probably just the best thing.
I feel like I've readied myself decently well. I've got a bunch of shit I've built in home.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, you know, there's going to be strategies that you come across that is just some strategy that somebody cooked up in their fucking basement that you're not going to be ready for, you know, and I think that's okay. I think that's okay that there's going to be all these strategies running around because it's going to make championship events fun to watch because it won't just be the same team over and over again.
I feel like this Pokemon Championship is going to be the most interesting of them all because of that, like, whole everything is here type mentality.
But for me, when it comes to like competitive metas, I'll go in for the creativity, not for whatever's the best for one.
Well, yeah, and I agreed with that to an extent, you know, because, you know, one of the things that I like to do in Gen 6 was I would bring because Gen 6 the part of Gen 6 that I kind of really got heavy into competitive with was when they were allowing you to bring 2 legendaries with you, so you could bring like Groudon and Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, and, you know, like, or you could bring, like, you know, Xerneas or Rayquaza or, you know, stuff like that. So that was a fun time, you know, because you could experiment with different combinations and things. And what I ended up doing was I would bring Clefairy with Groudon because that would screw a lot of people's calculations up. Because a lot of people,
like, what is this guy planning?
Because a lot of people had built their Groudons to be like, okay, if I use Precipice Blades, this OHKO's the enemy Groudon because it's using a, you know, this and that and the other thing, or, you know, like, they had all this stuff, you know, tracked out, and so I'd be like, okay, well, I'm not going to let you do that, and because I have Friend Guard, and now your calculations are all messed up. So I survive your Groudon, and then I hit your Groudon back, you know, like, so.
Yeah.
I only have one philosophy when it comes to making teams. I have to use the guys that I like, and if it doesn't work the first time, find a strategy that works the next time.
Yeah.
I am not going to bend a knee because I
feel like when it comes to your crazy justified Cobalion V-up strats, I feel like you can make it pretty far, Ace.
Yeah.
I do feel as though he can make it far. I am excited to see how far he's able to make it. But no doubt there will be points where he fails and he gets better.
Mm-hmm. I just hope that Pokemon Home compatibility with ZA releases before Champions does, because it did say it was going to release in April.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so too, because you know, I want to see what everyone's got, including everyone's ability to absolutely destroy me. Yeah. Let's do this.
So
I built a bunch of Mons in ZA, and I want to move those to home really badly.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to figuring out how they're going to do items in Pokemon Champions, because it's one of those things where they're going to have megas, but it's like you can't put items in Pokemon Home. So how do you do that? Do you just have it to where you could outfit your Pokemon with whatever items you want for battle? Do you have like, you know, is it going to be more like Showdown where you have more freedom over what you do to Pokemon stats? Like, you know, this could be really fun, you know, like.
Yeah, like,
so,
I wonder how they're going to do it.
So yeah, it could perform a lot similarly to how these battles are going in Pokemon Showdown, and that would be really interesting to see. So, anyway, well, I am going to go ahead and end the stream here, I think.
All right.
So,
hang on, before we go, battle after stream?
Maybe.
Tag damn it.
Anyway, all right. But yeah, let me go ahead and get my outro taken care of. I want to thank everybody so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. We'll be back to do another podcast next week, so look forward to that. And of course, as always, I do hope everybody has a great day.
Have a good night, everyone. That's awesome.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The show is over. Thanks for watching until the end. If you happen to enjoy the content, please leave a like, my friend. I play games and sometimes do other stuff. If you're interested, you can subscribe. 3 cookies are available for everyone. Like the zebras take them all. The zebras take them all. Are you still listening to this? I am your dedication. It's basically all me from here. Seriously, you've been warned. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna get copyright claim for it wrong. Are you still here? That's actually based. No, 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 no. The meme is old. This is starting to get awkward now. Maybe go watch one of my other videos after this. It'll be great. If you're new to the channel, there's hours of content to watch. If you've been here a while, be super nostalgic. It's a win-win situation. Do these even count as lyrics? I guess anything does if you sing it.
What does that have to do with anything?
No, he's got a point.